think about the film soundtrack, what rings a bell? Is it ensembles performing great scores? Or then again electronic music coming from every earphone? Wonder switched everything up when they choose to do the music for their up-and-coming film, Black Panther, with Kendrick Lamar taking the rules as keeper, subsequent to indicating it in his music video for Love. Also, official maker after the crush arrival of his collection, damn, most would agree that there were enormous desires towards this soundtrack. The best part about it? He surpassed the desires. This is something beyond a soundtrack. It's a festival of African American culture. It's an amalgamation of pop, rap, and the incidental jazz test. It can be sold under a very surprising name and still be effective, and that is the thing that makes it awesome. Each tune on this collection isn't a repeat either. Every craftsman completed a tune solely for this soundtrack, with Kendrick Lamar as a co-author on every one of them. This soundtrack highlights different specialists, for example, SZA, All the Stars, 2 Chainz, X, The Weeknd, Pray For Me, and South African craftsmen, for example, Zachary, Redemption, and Java, Seasons. The makers on the soundtrack additionally incorporate some overwhelming hitters, for example, Ludwig Göransson, Childish Gambino's Redbone, and Mike Will Made It, Kendrick Lamar's Humble. Out of the 3 singles off of the soundtrack, every one of the stars and Lord's Dead diagrammed on the Billboard Hot 100, while Petition God For Me appeared at number 33 on the R&B/hip hop segment. As of composing this, the collection hasn't diagrammed, however that should change in the coming days. Beginning off the collection is Dark Panther, a tune through the point of view of King T'Challa, who's likewise the Black Panther, with accurately executed verses and a stream that is one of Kendrick Lamar's claims to fame. The tune begins off with a smooth piano riff that rehashes all through the verses that is quieting and cover, while Kendrick takes up with a discourse-like verse that gets extraordinary when the melody comes around. As the verse returns, we get a similar quieting piano riff until the point that we get to the end, when Kendrick closes off the tune with a straightforward line, Ruler, Lord, 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 I am Che, and a consistent change to the following tune, Every One of the Stars with SZA, and all the more pop-situated track. In spite of the film being about an anecdotal nation in Africa, the soundtrack takes shots at how African Americans and different minorities are dealt with in American culture. In the melody ops by Vince Staples and Eugene Black Rock, there's a solid delineation of African American life in America using expressive activism, with verses, for example, Here to Artfulness, You See I'm Getting Mines, and Existence Hitta NA with a Lemon's Line. This was an extraordinary expansion in the collection, accentuating on dark power and activism. At last, the melody Appeal to God For Me by The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar sounds precisely like what will come in after the peak of the film. That, or will in all probability be what plays amid the credits. By and large, the soundtrack is an extraordinary one. It's really what I consider to be the best with regards to superhero motion picture soundtracks. I certainly can hardly wait to perceive how Disney, Marvel Studios manages the curation of their future hero motion pictures, and with how extraordinary this one sounded, they're unquestionably moving the correct way. On a size of 1 to 5, I'd give this collection a 4.5 out of 5. There could have been more association with the source material since this is a soundtrack for the Black Panther film. In any case, it's as yet an awesome tune and I do prescribe it to everybody. It's accessible now on most, if not every gushing administration.